Hi honeys, welcome to Books and Hauls with Michelle. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to buy clothes that fit. If you're like me, you spent a lot of time finding clothes online or in the stores and you get them home and you find out that they don't fit. Especially right now, we can't try clothes on in the dressing rooms anymore. And online shopping for clothes has always been quite the issue for most of us. The first thing that you're going to need is a measuring tape. And you don't have to tell anybody, you don't have to tell me, but you got to figure out what your measurements are. If you don't know what your measurements are, it's going to be very hard to figure out if clothes are going to fit or not. So there's 3 measurements that you need to have memorized to shop for clothes. You need to know your bust, you need to know your waist, and you need to know your hips. So as you see here next to me, you need to measure the largest part of your bust, the smallest part of your waist, and the largest part of your hips. Another thing that you can get measurements on is your inseam. That would really help as well. That's from where your leg touches your groin down to where you would want your pants to hit on your ankle. That length will tell you what length pants are going to be on you. If it's longer than that, they'll be a little long. If it's shorter, they might be too short, unless it's capri pants or pedal pushers or something like that. Now, as you can see here, there's kind of a set grouping of measurements that tend to be somewhat standard in the United States. If you're not in the United States, that's okay. Just go ahead and look up online what standard measurements are in your country. What I do if I'm online and I'm searching for clothes, I take my bust, waist, and hip measurement, and whichever one, usually for me it's the hips that are hard to fit in things, whichever of those measurements, as long as the largest measurement, which for me is always my hips, fits in something, then I know it's the right size. So if I buy a dress, it might say that my bust and my waist are a little too small for the dress that I get, but as long as my hip size fits, then I'll go ahead and get that size. I find that works really well. I mean, depending on the fit. Now, if it's a dress that is really, really loose on the hips, then I ignore that measurement altogether and I just worry about the bust and the waist. Okay, let's talk about bras. Bras are always fun, aren't they? What you want to do is take a measuring tape and measure, sorry, you can't see here with the way I'm sitting, but underneath your bust, along your rib cage, right along where the bottom of your bra would hit, you want to measure that. That's going to be your around bra size. So if, you know, like a bra size is 36C, 36 would be this part. So for me, I'm a 38 down here. Now what I've seen time and time again, in fact, when I used to work retail, I was told to do this. Then you measure the largest part of the bust around the, all the way around. And that measurement, however many inches larger than that it is than the bottom number, that tells you your cup size. So if someone was a 32 down here, but a 33 across here, they would be an A cup. And if they were 2 inches difference, they'd be a B. 3 is a C, 4 is a D, so on and so forth. But anyone who's a bra expert will probably be gritting their teeth at me right now. I don't wear the right bra size. I wear the right bra size for my rib cage, and I actually wear a couple of cup sizes smaller than I'm told that I am. Now there's a lot that goes into this though. You want to make sure that the cup size is comfortable. And to me, if that's what it means that I'm wearing the wrong size for me to be comfortable, then I'll just be comfortable. I find that when I wear the bra size that I'm fitted at, I feel like I'm swimming in a tent. It's too roomy, and I feel like the underwire is way over here. It's just not comfortable, and they never look good on me when and there's no support because they're too big at the size that they say that I am. Now, a lot of this has to go into, or a lot of what goes into that is breast shape as well. So you know, if you're kind of interested in trying to understand this, you might want to look into that. But I personally, I like to wear bras that are demi-cut or balconette bras, and I do wear 2 cup sizes smaller. But the big important thing is that you're comfortable and that nothing is bursting out. If you can see lines where your breast is coming out of the top, then that's probably too small. As far as underwear goes, if you're looking online, which is probably really the only way I'd recommend right now, because I don't even know if they'll let you return underwear in the store if you buy them. Maybe they will, I don't know. But what I do is I go off of the hip measurement. If they say that my hips will fit in underwear, then that's what I wear. And I usually have to size up a couple sizes compared to what I normally would wear for underwear to fit my hips properly. I just have big hips. It just is what it is. Okay, with dresses and tops, to me, they're kind of the same as far as fit goes. What I do, now because I do have such large hips though, if it's going to be a tight fitting dress, I will go up a size to match the hips. If it fits loose on the hips, then I just get what matches my bust and waist size. But here's a shirt that I have, and I wanted to show you with this. What I do is, if you touch where the seam on the armpit is on one side and where the seam on the armpit is on the other side of a shirt, okay, and you hold it up against you, if it touches where the underwire or seam of your bra would hit on each side, then it will fit. If it doesn't, it's going to be too tight. And so you can kind of play around with it. According to this is going to be, there's about an inch extra, about half an inch on each side. So this should fit just right. I don't want something that hits here and here perfectly because it'll probably feel a little too tight and I will get too self-conscious about how much I might be revealing throughout the day. But I find that this fitting method works well with dresses as well. Now, if I take a tape measure and go from armpit to armpit, if I take a tape measure and I go from armpit to armpit, this is a couple inches, well actually it's quite a few, so I'm a 46 on the largest part of my bust. This measures a 24 and a half, so that would be 49 inches across, so it's going to have a little bit of extra room in it. So you can do it this way as well, but I suggest armpit to armpit. And just to let you know, these are just the methods that work for me. I'm not a clothing expert. I don't have a degree in clothing. But I find these really work, and because I get asked all the time, especially with my Goodwill videos, how do you pick out so many clothes that fit so well the first time? And it's these methods that I use. Another thing to think about with tops, if they have buttons or if they have a no stretch fabric, you might want to size up. And if they're shrinkable fabrics, you definitely want to size up. Shrinkable fabrics are cotton, wool, silk, linen, rayon. Something else I like to think about when I'm picking out, and this is just any kind of clothes, is whether or not they're going to wrinkle, especially if you're going to be traveling. Hopefully we'll be doing that again in the near future. Or if you're going to be going to work, sitting down a lot, you might want to have clothes that don't wrinkle a whole lot. The fabrics that don't tend to wrinkle are wool and cashmere. I'm just looking at my notes, by the way. Lyocell, which is synthetic rayon. And that's also known as tencel, Tencel, tencel. Almost sounds like tinsel, but it's not spelled that way. Polyester, which, by the way, I think that it's time to just go ahead and embrace polyester. It's no longer the kind of pants that grandma wears. Polyester is found in almost everything. Knits, which knits come in threads that are made of wool, jersey, cotton, or synthetic fibers. And last but certainly not least are spandex. Spandex, lycra, and elastane, which lycra and elastane are two other forms of spandex, do not wrinkle either. Now, I'm sure there's probably some items in each of these fabric types that don't meet what I'm saying, but usually for a rule of thumb, that's a good way to go. Now, pants are a really hard one for me. And I just want to be honest with you. I haven't found the perfect way to figure out if pants will fit me or not yet. Usually you can measure the length and the waist to see if they're going to fit. But for me personally, I just want to give you an example here. I bought these jeans, and there's a bunch of different ways that you can see if jeans fit according to the experts. Now, it might be because I'm plus size that these rules of thumb do not work for me. Maybe if I get down to a smaller size, maybe these will be true. But right now, this is not the case. One of the methods that they say is to wrap the waist of your jeans around your neck. And if it overlaps, then the jeans will fit. This overlaps about 2 inches in the back. These won't even go over my hips, more or less fit on my waist. And then I've got these jeans over here that do fit really well. And these ones actually fit exactly the same around my neck as the ones that don't fit. Now these ones are stretchy, and the ones that don't fit are not. They're not stretchy. Another method that people talk about is putting your arm in the pants. And some people, it's if their hand is straight, then you know that the jeans will fit. And some, if they make a fist, they know that their jeans will fit, depending on the shape of the body. For me, I've got plenty of room in here when I do that with my hand, and these still don't fit. With the jeans that fit, same thing. Actually, I have even more room in the jeans that fit. Well, obviously. Another one that people have said works is if you measure from your belly button around to the middle of the small of your back. They say that then you'll know that jeans will fit. That doesn't work for me either. I'm a difficult girl to size, apparently, when it comes to pants or shorts or skirts. So what I would recommend is just play around and see what fits, what doesn't. Maybe something works for you that doesn't work for me, since none of those methods work for me on the bottom half. One really important thing, though, that I have to mention about this: know your brands. Unfortunately, we might be stuck with the brands that we already know we love right now because we can't try things on. These are, it says the Sweetheart inside. And I thought, what is that? Is that a brand I've never heard of? No, the Sweetheart is the type of jean that Old Navy makes. Oh, if I knew it was Old Navy, then I would have known. On stretch pants alone at Old Navy, I have to go up 2 clothing sizes for them to fit. And these aren't stretch, so I would have had to probably go up 3 sizes for them to fit. So I didn't get the right size. It's as simple as that. The other thing with plus size women that I want to mention is, let's just say, okay, these pants really fit well, and these are Vigos, and I love them. These ones are a size 16. Now, it doesn't say it on here, but I'm pretty sure with the way they fit, they're probably a 16W. The difference between a W and just a straight 16 is the way they're cut. A 16 is going to have more curves for hips, butts, thighs, that kind of thing. When the manufacturer makes their patterns for clothes, they usually start with a size 0 or 2, and then they just add inches for each size that goes up. Well, by the time you get into a plus size body, there's a lot more hip and ass and thighs, right? Right? Stomachs. I mean, everything gets a lot bigger by the time you get up to my size than maybe a size 0. And I believe all sizes are beautiful, okay? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a size 0 or anything wrong with being a size 16, but I think it's very important, especially when you're talking about the fit of clothes. You know, if you're like me and you have big hips and a big butt and everything and a big stomach, you probably want that W on your pants. If you have a really large bust in your plus size, you might want that W on your tops or your dresses or your jackets. And that's why I want to mention that. It's just super important for plus size women to know what the W means, because it can be kind of disheartening when you're trying on clothes that don't have the W and a garment that you probably need the W on. Play around, see which methods work for you. The under the arm or around the bust, hitting the armpit method works really well for me for shirts, but it might not work for other people. So if you have a method that works, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm sure other ladies watching will be looking at the comments, seeing what works for you as well. Like I said, I'm not a clothing expert. I'm just letting you know what works for me and why I'm so easily able to shop for clothes. But I feel like we have to work together. This is the time to try to help each other out. We need all the help we can get because it's so hard to shop for clothes during this pandemic. And I don't know when we'll be able to actually use a dressing room again. But if you're like me, you don't want to buy something in more than one size and then have to return what doesn't fit, or you don't want to buy the one size, take it home, find out it doesn't fit, drive back down, try to find the other size, find out the other size is now gone. I mean, it's just such a pain in the butt. It's just not worth it. I've actually found a lot of the brands, if you go online to their website and you pull up whatever you're looking for, the jeans, the t-shirts, whatever, you could probably find, now not all the time, but most of the time, you can probably find a size chart and it will tell you the measurements of what the pants you're looking at or what have you are. So that's one way that I have cheated in the past. If I'm in the store and I'm looking for something, and maybe, these Vigos jeans, let's just say that I remembered that I like Vigos jeans, but I can't remember my size in them. I could probably somewhere online find what measurements they use for their patterns. So that's just one other thing that you might want to try, is just try Googling. You could probably just do it on your phone in the store if you have to and find, but just make sure that you memorize in your head what your 3 measurements are. And then if you're concerned with pant length, be sure to also remember your inseam length. Another really important thing is to know your body type and what looks good on your body type. I think that knowing what looks good on your body type is more important than whether or not something's in style. The reason I say this is, if you've ever seen a woman who feels beautiful in something, you're noticing how beautiful she feels and how confident she is. You probably aren't noticing whether or not it's in style. And if you are, well, shame on you, right? And same thing with men. If I see somebody looking confident in something, the last thing I'm going to pay attention to is whether or not it was on the runway this season. I don't care, quite frankly. I care about what kind of energy people are putting out. And I've got some clothes that I have had for years. There's no way they're still in style, but I get compliments on them every time I wear them because I feel beautiful in them. I feel like they fit good. I'm comfortable in them, and they're going to have to fall apart for me to get rid of them. Plus, style just comes back in style eventually anyway. Am I right? If you want me to do a video talking about the different body types and what clothes look good on them, I would be happy to make that for you. So let me know down in the comments if you want to see a body type video. On Friday, I have a Dollar Tree video coming up. It's a haul. And then on Saturday, this is what I really wanted to mention to you. I'm redoing my first ever video on YouTube. It's also my most popular video on YouTube, my most viewed video. The video is why I will no longer shop at Victoria's Secret. I'm going to redo that video. And part of why I want to redo it is I want to tell you what I have found works for me with bras. And the reason that I feel it's important to talk about that is, just to give you a real quick summary, the reason I don't shop at Victoria's Secret anymore is they don't make underwear in my size at all. And they don't, I don't know if they do now or not, but the last time I went in there, I was told that anything a D cup or above, they will not have in the stores anymore, that you have to go online to buy them. And I am not a fan of online bra shopping. I mean, now I have to do it, but back then I didn't. I wanted to be able to try them on, especially if your weight's fluctuating. You want to be able to try stuff on. And I just felt like Victoria's Secret made it clear to me that plus size women just weren't welcome in their stores. And that's okay. There's other places that have caught on that a huge chunk of our population is plus size and actually carry things in sizes that I can wear and other plus size women can wear. What I really like are brands that provide bras and underwear for everyone, not just plus size and not just standard size, but everyone. I want the whole rainbow, I want us to all be included. So that's what I'm going to be talking about on Saturday, is the bras that I really like. They come in so many sizes. And one of my favorites is plus size only, but everything else that I'm going to mention is plus and standard size. So everybody's included, and I think that you guys are really going to like it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. I love you. Bye.